let's understand gynoecium within the floral morphology. So if we talk about the parts of the plant, as we have seen, the sepals are the calyx, corolla is the petals, and then we have androecium and gynoecium. So androecium includes the stamens, the pollens, the anther and the filament, and gynoecium, which is also known as the carpel, includes 3 segments. The lowermost is the ovary. Now this ovary turns out into fruit in the later stage. Ovules turn out into seed, and then it is the style and the stigma. So together the style, stigma and ovary constitutes the carpel. Now ovule are also known as Megasporangia. So that's the another term we use for it. Now there can be various instances. For example, a flower can have only one gynoecium or one carpel. It is known as monocarpillary, right? If there are more than one carpels, it is known as multicarpillary. Okay. Also, there are some plants in which no carpel is present, and they are known as apocarpillary. So these are some of the terms which we use with carpels. Then in another case, there is another term which is used as syncarpillary. Now understand, apo means no and syn means fused. Now this is a common reference. Whatever context it is used, this is what you have to remember. So apocarpillary means there is no carpel which is present. Syncarpillary means the carpels are fused. A good example of syncarpillary is petunia, right? And a good example of apocarpillary is ranunculus. Okay. Now, the next important thing is the chambers in the ovary. Ovary can have various chambers. For example, within the ovary, if there is a single chamber, that is seen in the pea plant. If there are 2 chambers within the ovary, 1 and 2, it is seen in mustard. If there are 3, it is a good example is asparagus. 4 chambers in ocimum, 5 chambers in China rose, and many chambers in Elthickia. So these are another important examples that you must remember. Since your paper is MCQ in nature, you need to understand that these kind of questions can come in match list, right? They could be a simple reasoning question or a MCQ type question, but at least one example of each of the each of the category is important. Not just this section, but the further sections also that we would study later. So in this section, we have understood in detail the important aspects in gynoecium. We have seen when the carpels are one, it is mono. When there are many, it is multicarpillary. When they are fused, it is apo. When they are fused, it is syn. When there is no carpel which is present, we call it as apocarpillary. And then within the ovule, there are various chambers. So we say it is unilocular, bilocular, trilocular, tetra, penta and multi. And the examples of these we have understood in this lecture. So we'll be continuing our next lectures with numerous interesting sessions on floral morphology. So stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.